Hey, welcome back Autocad students, and this is going to be part 4 of our cabin project. And in this tutorial we are going to take the 4 layout tabs that you have created in the previous tutorials, and we're going to publish these to a 4-page set. So let me show you an example of what that 4-page set is going to look like when it's completed. So I'm going to come down here to my PDF program. Right here I have the 4-page completed set, and you'll notice that in order to create this set I made a custom CTB file where all of the colored lines print black and all of the gray line work prints gray. And you can really notice it here, especially on the flooring page, where you can see that the hatch is a nice light gray color, including the hatch and the walls, and that all the other line work that was color in AutoCAD prints black to the PDF file. So back here in AutoCAD, one of the first things I need to do is to create a page setup for each layout tab, so that each layout tab has the settings to print to PDF using the correct pen file, so that we get the blacks and the gray colors we want when the PDF is completed. So let's start by making a page setup on the first layout tab. So I'm going to come down here to this layout tab and I'm going to right click and pick page setup. Now there's some old page setups in here, but we're going to make a brand new one for our set here at 4C. So let's pick new, and we're going to give this page setup a name. So I'm going to call it PDF because we are printing a PDF. I'm going to say 4C for the college, and I'm just going to say 8x11 because that is the size of the paper that we are going to be printing on. Let's pick OK, and it takes us to what looks like a plot dialog box, but if you notice at the top we are actually in page setup, not plot. So we're just actually going to make the settings all attached to this setup name that we just created. Alright, so the first thing we want to do is use this DWG to PDF.pc3, okay, and that's in your list if you pull it down. The next thing we want to do is make sure we use the correct paper size. Now, in a previous tutorial, you had set the margins for this very bottom page setup, which is ANSI A 8.5 by 11. I'm also printing a layout, and up here, if you notice, this is where we want to grab the pen file that we created in the last tutorial that you guys just worked on, which would have been tutorial number 63, printing landscape. Alright, and now let's just do a preview. And you can see here that with the mono gray pen file that the grays are printing grays and the blacks are printing blacks, and we don't have any margin problems here with this drawing. This drawing looks good. So I'm going to do an enter, and I'm going to pick OK. Alright, now when we come out here, here is the page setup. Notice the page setup just has the name without any of these little stars around it. Okay? Up here are your layout tabs. So these are the 4 layout tabs, and you can tell they're layout tabs because they have a star on either side of the name. So right now I am in the floor plan 1 layout tab. So if I pick set current, you'll notice that this particular setup is now attached to this layout tab. Okay, and we have to do each layout tab separately. So I'm going to close this, and I'm going to come down here to the next layout tab, right click, pick page setup, and now that I'm in electrical, I'll come down here to our new setup, pick set current, and it updates. Close that. We're going to come to flooring page 3, pick page setup, again highlight, set current, close, and the last one, again highlight, set current, and close. Now we have all 4 layout tabs with the correct page setup. Now that we have the page setup attached to all 4 layout tabs, we're ready to publish this as a set. All right, so in order to do that, I'm going to come down here to the first layout tab, and I'm going to hold the Shift key down and pick the last layout tab. Now it's hard to tell, but those 4 layout tabs just highlighted. I'm going to come back to the first tab and I'm going to right click and I'm going to pick Publish. Notice that Plot is grayed out. So I'm going to pick Publish, and it comes here to this Publish dialog box. And the first thing you want to make sure is that you are publishing to PDF right here, and this PDF preset is also set to DWG to PDF. Let's come over to our Publish options. Okay, now up here at the top of Publish options is where the file is going to land. So you may need to browse to navigate to the correct folder that you want the file when it's completed to land in. All right. You can checkbox prompt so that you can change the name of the file after it's published. And here you also want to make sure that multi-sheet is checked. That means that all of the layout tabs will print to one PDF file. Now, if this is unchecked, you will still get 4 layout tabs to print, but it will print it to separate PDF files. So that can be a handy thing if you did need to do a large set of drawings and have each drawing as a separate PDF. All right, I'm going to leave the rest of these settings as they are. Let's pick OK. All right, and down here I am going to pick Publish. And it's navigated to the correct folder, and this is where you can give it a name. You may want to say 4-page set, so that when the client receives it, he knows there's 4 pages in that set. Let's pick select there, and it's going to start publishing. Okay. Now it takes a few seconds for each page to publish, so you just have to be a little bit patient here. If you want to check the status, down here on the status bar you can hover your cursor over this printer icon, and as you hover the cursor it will start to tell you the progress of your publishing. Okay, now that it's completed, you'll see this icon come up, and that tells you that the job is complete and I don't have any errors. Alright, so let's go take a look at our file. I'm going to come down here and navigate to the folder that it's in. Here it is right here. Cabin Part 4, 4-page setup. Let's take a look. And if I click on this arrow up here, you can see I have all 4 pages of the PDF where the colored lines have printed black and the gray lines have printed gray. With regards to printing and using CTB files, you may run into an occasion where you need to send another drafter your Autocad file and also send them the CTB file. So if you need to do that, you need to know where does the CTB file actually live. And there's a way to find out. If you actually come down to the command line and you type Styles Manager, and here it just automatically populates, it brings you to the file location where all of the CTB files live. Okay, so here's the one that I created the other day, mono gray. So if I needed to give this drawing file and CTB file to another drafter via email, I can actually just copy this file either to another folder. You know, I could right click and copy it to the desktop or something like that, so that then I can email it to them. And also vice versa. If someone emails you a CTB file, you would want to paste it into this particular folder here so that you would see it in the list right here. Because this particular list of files points to that particular plot styles folder. This last tip has to do with finding the CTB file in the first place. So if you have this particular problem, if you go to a layout tab and you go to plot and you come over here to the pen assignments and you do not see any file extensions that say CTB. Actually, probably what you see is only file extensions that say STB. To get this particular file to show CTB, this is what you'll need to do. All right, so let me just cancel out of that. And I'm going to come down here to the command line, and you want to type in a command called convert pstyles, which is convert plot styles, okay? And what's going to happen is this warning will come up, but you will go ahead and pick OK. I'm not going to do it because my file is correct, but you'll pick OK, and it will convert the pointer. Instead of pointing to STB files, it will make this pointer here point back to show you only CTB files. Okay, so I just wanted to give you that tip just in case you had that particular problem. That's a great way to resolve it.